Lock it in, guys. Season 8, Pit Tier 100. Let's go ahead and do it. Keep in mind, it's way harder. So this is going to be probably one of the top tier builds. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to get nerfed. My guess is right now this is the top contender to actually get nerfed at all. If we're talking about like which build's going to be potentially getting some nerfs, I would say that this one is probably on my radar. But the cool thing with my version of the build is that it will have infinite survivability. It will have infinite mana, and if you're wondering why is mana important when the whole build is based off of teleport in order to deal damage. The thing is that the mana that we spend, we need it to regen, because if it doesn't regen, then we lose out on a few different multipliers. There's either the Lilith blood orbs that you can actually summon into pop, or your other option, let's find the guy with that damage reduction here, or your other option is to run the Quacks rune, and then that will basically get all of your resources spent. And so you want both of those, and we're going to go crazy in damage. This is really insane damage. Keep in mind, again, this is the new Season 8. Before, a lot of builds, by the way, will not even get anywhere near this. A lot of builds will tap out around 80, and those are like the other good builds. This one is probably the best build in the game. Right, let's see if we can find some more elites here. Now, I don't run the Rymant. It is definitely a great addition, but if we want push, I want to squeeze every amount of damage that I can, because the boss fight is not the fun part. Although this variant right now, we can go much higher for sure. Let's see how we're on the timer. A lot of these builds will take super long to get to even 100, but I feel like this one is probably one of the best builds that can actually do it, because again, remember, a lot of builds next season won't be able to do it. But what's cool with this also is that we have basically immortality. If you watch our HP, we don't really ever dip down, and the reason why we never really dip down is because we spend so much mana that our frost shield is never really on cool, never like down. I'm activating it before it's even needing to be activated. Basically, we can 100% uptime it, and our damage, yeah, it's just going crazy. Let's go ahead and go to the next floor. Hopefully, we don't have to like go back, but if we do, unlucky. I hate doing that in the pit, especially if we're trying to do like a pit 100. Let's see. How fast we can clear this. Remember, this is Season 8 once again, because Season 700 is like nothing. I could literally walk through all my Cataclysm Druid, which got mega nerfed. Okay, we don't really need a Protection Shrine. But this is a little fun fact. All the shrines will give you increased movement speed, so it'll help out for that. But we have immortality. You will see us face tank all the Lilith blood waves, no problem. One reason why I like this version of the build with like the infinite unstoppable, because we're also immune to all CC. The reason why is the ice armor with one of the aspects gives us unstoppable forever, so we never have to get pushed back, which is actually a really big deal when you're doing high pit pushing, because the monsters, they just survive for so long, right? This is actually a pretty fast run already, but just like in Diablo 3, the bosses, they take a little bit of time. Now, if you want to run the orbs, you could probably make this build even faster. We're going to actually do a test here. So I'm going to do this one 100 without, and then I'm going to do one with the orbs. So the blood orbs, what they will do is they will give you the ability to take away a percent. It's 10% of the elite's HP, but then we lose out on another multiplier of like 300. Now, I'm not actually sure how the game registers in terms of running the Cax rune and running also the new power that gives you a big multiplier. It's the Avarice one. So, as far as I'm aware of, it works, because they both will use all of your resource to deal this massive bonus in terms of damage. Okay, we basically cleared that one out. This is actually really fast for 100. Very, very, very fast. Okay, we got damage reduction guy. Always focus these guys first. It actually gives you an indication. Also, I probably should turn the numbers off because it's kind of screen cluttered, but I know people like the numbers. I like the numbers to an extent, but if you turn off the numbers, some speedruns, they wouldn't accept it because they figured it was some sort of like glitch or bug. So that's why some people, usually people want the numbers turned off, but again, when people are doing exploits, they also turn the numbers on. But some people are legitimately, they don't want the screen clutter. And I also get that. It's like, it's kind of a weird thing. I used to do the speedruns back in like the earlier seasons for speedrun, and they had like a lot of rules, like you couldn't touch any of the shrines, you weren't allowed to pop any of the consumables. There was a lot of different rules, so that's why I just leave the numbers on just in case. But I've also kind of gotten used to just not being able to see. But this build, it's so good that you don't need to really see because you're going to be able to be immortal, which is usually why you'd want the numbers to go away, because you need to see the things on, like the on-ground effects. Oh, we have to kill this guy first. It's always a priority. But this is like really smooth. I didn't even fish for this. I just went for it, obviously. But I also will have the build guide for this one. But then I also want to try to see if the blood orbs is a better option. But I can tell you for sure that the Quack's room does work with a blood orb, the blood power. I noticed a pretty big difference in that DPS. But Ryment would help out for sure until you get to the boss, because I guess you could build up the stagger bar if you wanted to a little bit more. But I'm running a one-hander versus a two-hander. Okay, that was really fast. Yeah, this is actually like almost like double the speed. Again, the boss depends which boss you get to. I don't know if they've equalized the boss, but I'm pretty sure the snake boss got lots. You want the summoner. That's the one that we would want. Actually, it's the one that everyone wants, because then you have chances for overlaps and some sort of like damage and stuff. But I'd say we got this one. No problem without issue. But yeah, the pit difficulty, I would say a lot of people will find it super hard to play like a build that's not meta. The next season, unless things change, if you're not playing in a super S tier build, you won't even get close to leveling up your glyphs all the way. In fact, even the top tier builds will still have a rough time, which is interesting. I don't know if that's the way that they want Diablo to go, because it's not going to be casual anymore for sure. Because up Pit 100, even last season, there was a lot of builds that couldn't do it, but every class could do it. Now, can every class next season do 100? You know, I honestly don't know. I can tell you that this build can do it though. But this is like kind of an exception right now, because like the Spiritborn, it was tapping out at like 70, 80, and like this is with God Gear Para 300. Imagine players are like, I just want to level, you know. I'm sorry, I can only spend, you know, 20 hours a day. I can't play for 30 hours a day. It's going to be rough for a lot of builds. You can see like Lilith's waves coming out, don't even care. Again, we have immortality with this version of the build, which is good, because normal builds, the boss is pretty dangerous, and you can see we don't drop at all. We do not drop in terms of like our HP. So this build is probably going to be the fan favorite. Like, you know, season 2, it was all about ball lightning. You know, that's what everyone, their grandma played it too. There is a Pit 100 done. I don't know what the time was on that, but you just saw it. It was done. So yeah, we'll do a build guide for it very soon, but Pit 100 is now completed. We can definitely push a lot higher, but if you really want to get like the rank 1 on PTR, you know, just like normal servers, you're going to have to push. But there it is. Pit 100 on Season 8 is now complete. And obviously, you can see it's actually Season 8 because of the aberration over there. Okay, just so we're clear on it. And also, there's the PTR build. But anyways, GG's, it's completed. I guess also the boss powers are done. I'll drop a build guide for this one very soon, though.